Well, good morning. Good morning. I'm glad you are all here this morning, and it is a delight to be with you. Year after year, it is a time-honored tradition for San Diego to host one of the world's greatest events. And every year we have fans that fill our streets as their favorite superheroes and characters to make San Diego the place to be. The combination of our great weather, our sun and our sand, Captain America, the Silver Surfer, Superman, Batman, make Comic-Con more than an event. It's a lasting experience. And today I'm very proud to announce that that experience is going to last even longer. Comic-Con is here to stay in San Diego for another 2 years, ladies and gentlemen. The moment took a lot of great collaboration, and we have a lot of our great partners who are here today. And first and foremost, I want to thank John Rogers, Faye Desmond, and David Glanzer, and the entire Comic-Con team for the work and the dedication to making this a fantastic event year after year after year. I'd also like to thank Carol Wallace and her entire staff at the San Diego Convention Center. I want to thank Joe Terzi and everyone at the San Diego Tourism Authority. Especially want to thank Jamie Bradford, my Deputy Chief of Staff and Chief of Policy, lifelong San Diegan who knows the true value and importance of Comic-Con, who worked very, very hard over the last several months. And I want to thank the thousands of visitors that come here each and every year. Comic-Con is a part of their lives. They're a part of their fabric, something we're very excited about here in San Diego. But Comic-Con is, of course, much more than just an event for us to have a great time at. It is very important to our local San Diego economy. The more than $135 million that Comic-Con pumps into our economy helps support jobs, roads, neighborhood services. And so, if you still don't understand how much Comic-Con means to San Diego, let me phrase it this way. More Superman means more super streets. More lightsabers means more library hours. And more Comic-Con means more neighborhood services for San Diegans. And of course, more fantastic memories for years and years to come. So thank you again to Comic-Con for being part of our culture, part of the very fabric of who we are as San Diego, and contributing so much to our city. There's a lot of excitement coming up, obviously, for the convention to start, but it wouldn't be possible without a lot of collaboration, a lot of hard work, and all of us coming together to help make sure that Comic-Con is here, as I said, for years to come. Great team effort, and with that, I'd like to introduce my partner who represents, of course, downtown, has been firsthand Comic-Con supporter every single year after year. Please give a round of applause for Councilmember Todd Gloria, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and good morning, everyone. It's great to see such a great turnout for obviously an important event for our city. With San Diego Comic-Con 2015 less than 1 week away, and David, God bless you for being here, I am excited to help announce today that Comic-Con will stay in San Diego until through at least 2018. Comic-Con is an internationally recognized brand that transforms downtown San Diego for 1 week a year and shows off why we are America's finest city to the 130,000 regional visitors, as well as all those following along on social media feeds at their home. More than just a chance to dress up in costumes or see your favorite celebrity in town, Comic-Con is one of the many events that make San Diego a hub for tourism. According to the San Diego Tourism Authority, for every job created in the tourism industry, 2.3 jobs are created in the region to support additional workers. The economic impact of Comic-Con is, of course, incredible. Over the course of the next week, the 2015 convention, 130,000 attendees will spend their dollars in San Diego's local shops and businesses, helping to generate 60,000 room nights in San Diego hotels. The city is anticipated to see an additional $2.8 million in tax revenue from the convention, which will be able to be put back right into our neighborhoods in the form of more police officers, new roads, and vital services. And of course, Comic-Con also supports many areas of our local workforce, not just tapping into the entirety of the convention center's 500-person staff, but also providing work for hundreds of concession workers, electricians, engineers, event security guards, stage workers, and bus drivers. As the council member who is fortunate enough to represent downtown, I'm so thrilled that we host this event in Council District 3, and I'm elated that this distinctly San Diego tradition has been extended for 2 more years. Now, anyone who knows Comic-Con knows and understands that this is much more than a convention. What goes on inside the convention center is just a part of the excitement of what goes on during this event. And visitors and locals alike enjoy the opportunity to see the gas lamp and our other downtown neighborhoods transformed into locations from their favorite movie comics, from television, and from other parts of popular media. So with today's announcement, I see validation that even though many other cities would love to host an event like Comic-Con, Comic-Con International is committed to staying in San Diego because of its one-of-a-kind experience that the city provides each and every year. Like the mayor, I want to thank all the stakeholders who participated in this, including our great city staff, who I know works very hard to make sure we keep this event here. And I like to just point out that when San Diego competes, we win. So thank you to Comic-Con International for their commitment to this city, and with their continued presence here, San Diego will continue to be a truly great city. Back to you, Mayor.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Tom. We can almost start feeling the excitement here in downtown for a great weekend ahead with 4th of July and, of course, Comic-Con coming up. I also want to thank Chris Michelle, our leader from the San Diego Downtown Partnership. This is a great time. Downtown will shine and shine for the whole world to see. And next up, a man who really needs no introduction, very familiar to all of you who have been involved in Comic-Con, who works tirelessly, who believes in San Diego and does just a phenomenal job. Ladies and gentlemen, David Glanzer.
Thank you, Mayor Faulconer, Councilmember Gloria, and invited guests. Carol, Joe, Chris, thank you very, very much for being here and for really helping us. On behalf of the Board of Directors, staff, and volunteers of Comic-Con International, I'm pleased to echo the Mayor's words, and that is that we are very happy to call San Diego our home for another 2 years. I will be honest, it was touch and go for a while, and while the process has not always been easy, it was always productive. I cannot thank the Mayor enough for his personal determination to have this end on a positive note for all involved. It was his leadership, along with the enthusiastic assistance of the Convention Center and the San Diego Travel Authority, who worked alongside so many hoteliers to make sure that we could stay in San Diego through 2018. While it's no secret that we have outgrown the Convention Center space, our ability to expand into what I like to call the Comic-Con campus is really a direct result of the dedicated efforts of each of those entities. Without everyone working together, this agreement could never have been achieved. And while we are excited to welcome the world to San Diego next week for Comic-Con, we are equally thrilled to begin work on having the world's finest comics and popular arts convention held in America's finest city. So again, on behalf of Comic-Con, we are grateful for the hard work of so many individuals and entities, and are delighted to be able to continue to call San Diego our home. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I know we have several Comic-Con, long-term Comic-Con fans who are in the back. I want a special shout out to a friend of mine who's here, Keith Opstead, who's a 25-year participant in a row to Comic-Con. Good to see you, Keith. And with that, we'd be happy to answer any questions.
So Mayor, David talked about it was touch and go. Can we be more specific, please? David, feel free to weigh in. Why was it touch and go, and be specific?
You know, it's always a group effort, Ed, to really get together, getting all the hotels on board, making all the arrangements to make it happen. And this is something that's very important. And, I think what defines San Diego is collaboration, and we work together. And so over the last several months, as we make sure, it's very important to Comic-Con, it's very important to us that everybody is working together, that somebody who was a fan of Comic-Con back in the 80s can still attend, and that there's room, rates are affordable, and that kind of effort, I think, is what separates San Diego from a lot of other places.
Can we get David to Is there the commitment about room rates and inventory?
Well, I think there are always issues, and we've said before, there's never one issue that really is a stumbling block oftentimes. I think, we've had a challenge with the lack of an expanded convention center, but working with all these entities, we've been able to deal with that. I think hotel blocks and rates were an issue, but again, I think working with all these entities, we were able to achieve an agreement. So it was touch and go, and by touch and go, I mean, I think everybody brought to the table what they felt was their best ideas, their best hopes. And in the end, we negotiated. We never stopped talking. And honestly, I'm very happy with what we have, and I hope everyone else is as well.
2-year extension on this without a convention center expansion. Is this kind of like a 2-minute warning?
I'll tell you, it's one of those things that, as David said, Comic-Con continues to grow, and it grows, outside the building. I like the phrase, the Comic-Con campus. We turn more and more downtown into part of the experience. I will tell you, there is strong support to expand our convention center. We will be expanding our convention center. As you know, we're going to have some information back on some updated studies and numbers here within the month. We're going to continue to grow, and Comic-Con is going to continue to grow with us in San Diego. Lori.
If the negotiations took so long and were, as David says, touch and go for a while, why not put your effort into a longer-term agreement? Why not 2019, 2020? Why end it at 2018?
I will tell you, Comic-Con tends to sign for about the same length of time, and that's great. And that's, as we look forward not only to, the next several years, so 16, 17, and 18, that's great. And we're going to continue to work after that to have additional years, just like we have in the years past. David.
Lori, if I could just say, it's not unusual for us to usually do 3-year contracts. I think the last contract that we did that kept us here until, well, I don't remember the years, but it was a very unusual, I think, 5-year contract. That was very unusual for us. Also, the last contract that allowed us to stay 1 additional year for 2016 wasn't unusual. So the fact that we have a 2-year contract puts us basically back on track on what we were before. So that's the way we operate.
David, would you still like to see some sort of convention center expansion? If so, do you have a preference? What type?
I think we'd love to, we would love to see a contiguous space. We made no secret of that. But the truth of the matter is, as our president has said, he doesn't see any shovels in the ground, and we've moved forward accordingly. It is because of the people here that we're able to stay in San Diego because, as the mayor said, we've been able to grow because of the space that we've been able to use outside of the facility. And I have to say, I really do want to thank the hotels because it's many of those hotels that give their ballrooms to us that allow us to have additional programming, have additional panels and things of that nature. So the hotels are very, very important to us, and we're very excited that we have this agreement.
David, if the expansions did go forward and it wasn't contiguous, would that potentially be a no-go for you in the future?
I think because there's no shovels in the ground, that would be hypothetical. I just couldn't answer.
Yeah. Other comments or questions?
A question for David. I guess, does this buy you time to start negotiating on this question regarding a few more years?
We'll take 1 day off. and I'll answer that question. Or we'll give maybe the weekend off for the 4th. And then, of course, I will certainly speak for our standpoint. It's and a lot of the staff, and I appreciate what Councilmember Gloria said, and his team and our team all working together, and the city staff. They love working on this. This truly is a San Diego tradition, and I think so many San Diegans take pride. And so we'll get back to work on a couple more years here in a couple days, but it's something that obviously we're very delighted to be here today.
Mr. Mayor, the extension then, or expansion, pardon me.
Yeah.
You said you're going to have some more specifics soon?
Yes, we are. And I believe that we're going to get some of those revised numbers back ahead in the next month.
Well, how do you finance it now with the courts in action?
That is one of the things that we're going to be getting together and work with, obviously with all of our stakeholders. But let me be very clear, as I said earlier, it's critically important to this city and to our economy that we continue to move forward and that we have an expanded convention center. We will figure out the right approach. We will figure out the right funding mechanism. And that's what we're going to be doing in the months ahead. But I'll tell you, we're going to do it. And I think not only is there strong support on the council, obviously, but there's strong support in San Diegans who understand the value not only great conventions like Comic-Con, but so many other great conventions that we are very fortunate to have in San Diego.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, guys. We'll all be available for any one-on-ones. Thank you very much.